Welcome to Estero Today, produced by Engage Estero. I'm your host, Mike Wasson. Today, we are talking about something that affects every one of us, whether you've lived here for 30 years or just moved into the neighborhood last month. It's the weather. In the past decade, two storms reminded us how vulnerable Florida can be. Hurricane Irma in 2017 cut power to millions of Floridians. Here in Estero, neighborhoods flooded, streets became impassable, and seniors faced real dangers during days without electricity. Across the state, there was $50 million in damages. Then Hurricane Ian came in 2022. It was one of the costliest storms in Florida history, over $112 billion in damages statewide. Communities just to our west were devastated by storm surge, and we saw firsthand what happens when local infrastructure is pushed beyond its limits. I can relate to both of these storms. My home in Estero was damaged in both storms. I had to deal with insurance companies and contractors for repair, and while it wasn't fun, I was lucky. The damage to our house wasn't near as bad as others in Lee County in Southwest Florida. These events weren't just disasters, they were lessons. And the lesson is clear. The area we live in is vulnerable. If we don't take action to prepare for it, we will be hurt again. This is not new. We know there have been hurricanes and flooding since recorded time. Let me list just a few of them to remind you. 1960, Hurricane Donna. It was a Category 4 storm, 145 miles per hour winds in the Florida Keys. It brought a storm surge of 4 to 7 feet and covered much of Fort Myers. It caused 364 deaths and estimated damages of $6.6 billion. 1992, Andrew, a Category 5, hit southern Dade County and came across to Collier County. 2004, Charlie, Category 4. It came ashore at the northern tip of Captiva Island. Winds were 150 miles per hour. 2005, Wilma, Category 5, with maximum wind strength of 185 miles per hour. And when it came to land, the winds were 120 miles per hour just south of Naples. Sorry to be so gloomy, but the track record is clear. We live in a beautiful area here in Southwest Florida, but we do have and will continue to have vulnerabilities to weather, to hurricane, to flooding, being the two dominant, but also wildfires. In a review of state budgets for FY fiscal year 2025 and 26, I quickly found $563 million budgeted for emergency preparedness. The state recognizes it, and it is an obvious problem. We need to be prepared. However, there are more lessons. We are a resilient people. We keep rebuilding. But this resilient isn't automatic. And it would be easier if we prepare, plan, and invest to protect ourselves from these vulnerabilities. Now is the time to do that. Now is the time to prepare. That's why the Village of Estero has been awarded a $450,000 grant to conduct a comprehensive vulnerability assessment. Think of it as a full health checkup on our community. This assessment will look at risk from flooding, extreme heat, high winds, and even wildfires. It will update our stormwater master plan and recommend practical steps to protect our homes, our neighborhoods, and our quality of life. But here's the important part. The village can't do this without us. No consultant or engineer knows our neighborhoods the way we do. You know which streets flood after heavy afternoon rain. You know where shade is missing and seniors struggle in the heat. You know which intersections back up when everyone tries to evacuate all at once. And that's why this study is asking for your input. Because if residents don't share what we see, what we feel, and what we experience every day, decisions may be made without the benefit of our lived reality. It's the same principle we've been talking about. If you don't care about the community, who will? The villages the village of Estero needs your help and input. And here's how you can help. The Village of Estero is holding a vulnerability assessment public outreach meeting on Wednesday, October the 8th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the Estero Recreation Center. The Estero Recreation Center is located at 9200 Corkscrew Palms Boulevard here in Estero. We encourage you to attend. The meeting is designed to better understand the village's current and future risk to flooding and other climate hazards, and its ability to adapt and become more resilient. Input from the Village of Estero is crucial to determining key focus areas and priorities throughout the study. This matters. It matters for our seniors who need safe shelters and reliable cooling when the power goes out. It matters for young families who want to know that Estero is a place where schools, parks, and homes are safe and resilient. It matters for property owners because resilient communities bounce back faster and recover stronger and hold their value. And it matters for every single one of us because this is about the kind of community that we want to live in, not just today, but for the next generation. So it's important for you to attend. There is also a survey from the village available for you to complete and provide input. You can find a link to that survey on our website. That's esterotoday.com. At the end of the day, building a resilient Estero isn't just about culverts and storm drains. It's about people. It's about making sure seniors, families, and future generations can live, thrive, and feel safe here. But it starts with us. It starts with our voices, our stories, and our willingness to care, to get involved. We hope you can attend that meeting on Wednesday, October the 8th at the Estero Recreation Center from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Thanks for joining us this week at Estero Today. We hope you have found this information valuable, interesting, and helpful. If so, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the bell icon. And we encourage you to share this podcast with your friends. Comment below or email us with your ideas for future podcasts. Our email is info@esterotoday.com. That's info, I-N-F-O, @esterotoday.com. produced by Engage Estero. This is your host, Mike Wasson, wishing you a good week and hoping you can join us next week for more news on Estero Today.